At last, we finally meet again. Today I am working on the knife for James Davis. This one is going so much better than the last one. I learned a lot from that failure, and I fed that into doing more work on setting myself up for this part of the knife. I've been taking a lot of what I learned and kind of rolling it into one concise ball. Now, with the Forging It Forward guys, we have a lot of guys starting to make knives, and I cannot with a straight face say I'm any kind of expert, but I have recently learned something with the grind on these things. I'm going to share that with you here so that maybe this will help you when you start to make your own knives to produce a better end product, because a nice clean grind line at your bevel leading to your edge, if the rest of the knife is rough, that will make it look a lot better. You know, it's like having the front yard of your house maintained. It adds to the curb appeal and helps kind of make up for shortcomings elsewhere. You know, don't get me wrong, no substitute for, doing a sloppy knife or not having the skills to get all your fit and finish down right. It just helps so much. All right, this is the profile of the knife that I'm working on right now. And I've been taking my time going back and forth between the bench grinder, the little power file that I got, the 2x72, and just back and forth tweaking, refining, tweaking, refining, tweaking, refining. And I'm to the point now where I'm starting to work on grinding the bevel. And this is what I've got. And this right here is going to get cleaned up whenever I go to face this off and clean up this grind line a little more. I'm not sweating it. This right here is what I am worried about. This right here is what I've been fighting to get for quite a while. This may end up being a Scandi grind. See how far back I can push the bevel. If I can do this on both sides and keep going with it, this is going to be a beautiful knife when I'm done. And I really, really, really sincerely hope that James gets a couple $100 out of this. I would love to knock that big of a dent in the medical bills for Pops, because again, I am furious with the state of insurance in this country. I am furious about the state of the healthcare system. There's nothing about it I'm okay with, and unfortunately we're stuck with it till the system collapses. So, here is how I got this result. Alright, so, let's see. Let me get this bucket out of the way. I'm going to try to get you in on this as much as possible. Alright? Let's see. Now what's going to happen is you're going to come in with this nearly vertical. Alright? You're going to be like scary close to rubbing this part of your knuckle on the belt. If you're not careful, you lose some skin. I like to hang it to where it's about here, and with it tipped back, you're not going to contact the belt. If you're really worried, you can hold it back here, but you lose all your control on this end. But you keep it nearly vertical, pull it back on the running belt, and once you get about here, start twisting it like a motorcycle throttle back so that the spine of the blade is pushed in towards this platen. And when you finish, you'll be about like this. And it's basically just pull back, and right here, kick that spine back in, put that in contact. And what that's doing is when you first start and you're up to about here, you're taking care of this right here. And if you keep going in a straight line, it'll just peter out right here and you'll get nothing. When you kick that spine in towards the platen, you're taking care of these areas right here. Now it takes a little practice to get the hang of that roll backwards and putting the spine in contact with the platen right here. But with a little bit of practice, you can make some really, really clean looking knives. I would suggest you do what I've done here for my brother. I was teaching him how to do this because he wants to get into knife making, and so I cut this knife shaped object out of mild steel, and I've had him working on this, and for his first try ever at doing this grind, this is passable. This can be cleaned up into something very nice. The other side's barely been touched, but doing that, he has gotten to this on a piece of mild steel. Having never touched a 2x72 before in his life, by doing what I showed y'all. So, hopefully that helps somebody make a much nicer knife than they would have otherwise. Your other option is to come in on a slack part of your belt and just press it in like that. And what that'll do is give you a nice smooth face. As a matter of fact, I got an example right here. That'll give you a nice smooth face all the way down, and it'll be rounded over. It still looks clean, but it's nowhere near as eye-pleasing as the clean grind line. So there you have it. I'm very excited about how this is going. If it keeps going this way, I'm going to be very proud to mail this out and very happy to see it finished. But that's what I have for today. Until next time, praise the forge and pass the borax. Y'all please stay safe. Don't get hurt doing this. All right.